Hi, my name is Desmond Hobson. I'm 41 years old. I live in Lakewood, California, and right now, unfortunately, I'm unemployed. But I found some very good things to do in my life, and one of them, and really my favorite, is to take Photoshop classes at the ABC Adult School with a wonderful teacher named Brady Poirier. I began taking these classes in November of 2012, and I've enjoyed every class session I've been a part of. Unfortunately, because I don't have Photoshop on my computer, at home, I cannot really work in it during the summer break that is here right now, but hopefully in September I'll be able to go back to class and complete more work in Photoshop. Anyway, the favorite thing I've done in the Photoshop class is what you're seeing right here, a photograph of an extended family, a typical rural southern family from traditional time named the Barefoot family. And in case you haven't noticed, they live up in their name. Anyway, this family actually jumped off from a character named Buddy Wing Barefoot I created originally in the 1990s after seeing a real person's name similar to that in the phone book that I had on CD. This Buddy Wing Barefoot actually lived in Benson, North Carolina. It's a small town in between Raleigh and Fayetteville. Unfortunately, Buddy Wing Barefoot, his real name was Alfred, died in 1999. But his legacy, at least in my heart, continues today. And I made Buddy Wing Barefoot a character originally in about the year 2000, and I have expanded him as a star on three different websites and also in a book written in 2007 called The Buddy Wing Chronicles. He's the only person ever to win major professional sports championship and major entertainment award, respectively from NASCAR and country music. And if I can get my finger on him, there he is, right there. Oh, right there. I have to cover up his face there, but they're right there. That's Buddy Wing Barefoot right there, the character. Looks pretty casual, as all the characters are. Let me move to the other hand. I can point them out to you better if I point out here. Now, below him in the shot is his mother, Brenda. Brenda's a single mother who took care of Buddy Wayne very, very well after she and the biological father were separated. And below Brenda is Bryson. And Bryson represents the concept of how families that are separated on earth are eventually reunited in heaven, which is one of the great Christian traditions. In fact, if I can pull back here, you can look at the slogan I have around the picture, One Family Together Forever. That represents what this is about. One family, because this is really a merger of four different families, which I will explain, and Together Forever is exactly what I just said, the concept of being together in the next life. Now, Buddy Wayne had a brother named Bobby Ray, and Bobby Ray is right here. Bobby Ray became Buddy Wayne's crew chief in NASCAR and overcame being separated. They both lived with different parents when they grew up, and despite that, they became very close to each other once they were able to see each other again. First in an overseas place in the 1990s, and which I created in the 1990s, I should say, and then when they came back to the States. Next to Bobby Ray is his wife Jennifer, who, appropriately enough, was a podiatrist. And he had a lot of clients in NASCAR and in banking circles because they live in the Charlotte area. And next to Jennifer, I can pointed her out already, but here she is again, that's Belinda. Belinda is like Honey Boo Boo, except she is much smarter. Anyway, I have her as 9 years old, and the youngest person ever on the bestseller list with a series of books called Little Joe Horner. I got that title from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It's a classic gag from years ago. One of the characters, Little Joe Horner, was a wrong answer, that he didn't get the wrong answer, but he gets another wrong answer and left the show after just one question. It's a little complicated, but that's how I got the name of Belinda's books from. And it's again a very fascinating story. Let's pull over to the other side, and here you'll find Popeye right here. Lonzo Barefoot, everybody calls Popeye. He became the father figure to Buddy Wayne after the separation, and much of what Buddy Wayne loves, like stock car racing and outdoor things and traditional things, comes from Popeye. Also is the family historian and organizes family reunions. Next to Popeye is Jillian, who everyone calls Annie, and that's Popeye's wife. And let's pull back even further to their sons. Ralph is the family pastor. He also loves hunting and fishing. In fact, I once remarked that if he could have applied himself, he could have made the U.S. Olympic teams in either archery or shooting, which both are Olympic sports. And next to Ralph is Harvey. Harvey represents the craftsmanship and handmade products that were very common in traditional societies in America for a long time and still are used today in a lot of other places. Harvey, I also had him as a championship wrestler in high school, not the professional wrestling type, but the one on the mat that is also an Olympic sport, although that might not last too much longer, but that just adds to his character. I added that line to it. Moving over to the other side, I'll start all the way at the end with Hambone. Her name is everyone calls her Hambone. Got her name because of the traditional art of Hambone, music. And basically what that is you play music with your body. And I have a link to my blog at Hambone's biography if you want to take a look at it. It's on a YouTube tape. But anyway, Hambone is a traditional redneck woman. Loves hunting, fishing, going to mud bogs, and they saw a TV show called Melvin Redneck in 2011. I've seen it over and over again, believe it or not, and that is how this Hambone character really got developed, is through that show. Which of course means there's some beliefs that may not be traditional heavenly beliefs as far as alcohol and other things, but I think the Bible does not say that you shouldn't drink alcohol, just shouldn't be a drunk. That's what I understand. And even though Hambone is actually the sister to both Ralph and Harvey, she actually hangs around a lot with Bunky, who is way down here, because Bunky has a similar personality. Bunky and Brandy came from a foreign family. Their parents aren't with them, largely because Bunky was told not to be part of the family as punishment. Really, it's probation. The Bible could, in my evangelical beliefs, does state that if you get saved, you go to heaven automatically. But where you go in heaven can be decided by works afterwards. And I had Bunky taking his Christianity for granted, and so he's being punished with not only not living with his parents, as most theater people would be his age, but also with doing unpleasant things like having to clean the poop in the barn. He has been able, however, to get some better jobs, like being a coach driver, in cases that need transportation, and also he's been given he's made a one-man band based on instruments that he picked up. And moving over here is Bunky's sister Brandy. Brandy is about the same age as Bunky and Hambone, but she has more traditional mentality. She is a beauty queen. She is a barroom dancer, and she is eager to learn life from the older women in the house. I picked up much of this character, by the way, from a Wall Street Journal article about a Miss Benson Mealdays, who became a state contestant because the state pageant needed contestants because there were not many. So that basically is what this character is based on. Now, as far as how I create the characters are concerned, I use a number of different elements, including taking certain photographs from websites. I also put their body parts from those photographs, and I put them together and also make sure their bodies were sized and the body parts were sized proportionally so they would look like realistic figures. And then I put it all together to make it appear as if it was a real family photograph in front of a house, even with a realistic looking house sign in front of it. It's a classic country home, most got from the internet. I believe the original photograph was actually at Big Bear Lake area in California, but it could apply to any rural or any wooded area across the United States you could possibly have. Again, I enjoyed putting all this together. It took me quite a few months to do it, but again, I enjoyed doing all of this, and I hope you enjoyed my explanation of who these people are and how this whole thing came together, much as I put together this video. So, thank you very much. God bless you. Have a good day.